Hey listener, this is Venice, and you're listening to Voice from the Underground, hosted by
Big Hat, you know what I'm saying, and Dutch.
If this is your first time listening, here's a little insight.
They be fighting the power, talking about social issues, politics, you know what I'm saying? And not only that, but they be keeping it fun with the sports, music, comics, and movies too.
If you like what you hear, leave us a rating and share our show with your friends.
You know what I'm saying? We on Twitter at VFU Podcast. So you can find them. It's took one too. This is Flavor Flav for the Underground Podcast. Yeah, boy.
Welcome to the Underground.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to Voice from the Underground, the podcast where politics and pop culture collide. Did I say it dramatically enough that time?
That was good.
This is Jason Dutch, and with my main man, the darkest of all dark nights, Big Hussein. Big Hussein, what's happening, Big Hussein?
What's up, man? How y'all doing? How's everybody's Christmas?
Oh, Merry Christmas.
That's right. How's everybody's Christmas? How's everybody's Kwanzaa going?
Yeah, happy Kwanzaa, day
right.
2 of Kwanzaa. So today is the day you guys give everyone a crack rock, right? Is that
No.
on the first day of Kwanzaa, my true love gave to me a big shaking booty. On the second day of Kwanzaa, my true love gave to me 2 crack rocks and a shaking booty.
That's some bullshit. No.
And then next day is a drive-by shooting, a Wu-Tang hoodie.
I think Bakersfield is starting to rub off on you, dude. That's what's happening right there.
And 5 Will Smith movies.
No, not at all. Not at fucking all.
Yes.
Today is actually
educate the white man on Kwanzaa.
Today is actually I want to make sure I say this right. Kuji Changulia, and it's the day of self-determination. So you light a candle on the second day, and you make a statement related to the self-determination, as in, I vow to continue to pursue my ambitions. I am determined to pursue my ambitions in spite of obstacles, etc., etc. You know, things like that. And then we talk about what that means in your life and things of that nature. So
okay. And then what will tomorrow be? Because tomorrow is it'll be tomorrow in a second. So
yeah, it'll to you. I mean, it's only 11 o'clock here.
Yes, but it'll be tomorrow. It's already tomorrow for the East Coast pals.
It's already tomorrow for who?
Anybody on the East Coast is listening to this podcast. Don't you care about the listener?
I guess.
Yeah.
The third day of Kwanzaa is excuse me.
You're gonna love my nuts.
Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not feeling the most amazing today. So just excuse me if I'm a little, it's Ujima. And Ujima is collective work and responsibility. Almost like it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a collective to truly be successful, working together towards one goal.
You mean black people can be responsible?
You got to get out of Bakersfield.
I'm just taking on the role of the typical middle Southern American Emmitt Tucker. You want to talk to Emmitt?
No, you're taking the role of more white people than we would care to mention.
In fact, you know what? I'm going to leave the podcast now. Emmitt, where are you at, Emmitt? Emmitt Tucker here. Emmitt Tucker, Confederate Trucker. So I hear
Voice from the Underground listeners. We have just descended into an episode of Split, the movie.
I hear it's a Kwanzaa today.
Kwanzaa.
Yeah, right. Kwanzaa.
It's two syllables.
Right, Kwanzaa. And Kwanzaa is the time of year when Black Americans they call the government and ask them for more food stamps. That's the way I understand Kwanzaa.
And you don't understand Kwanzaa then.
So I've heard another rumor.
Have you heard of Google?
That's the deep state. We don't mess around with the deep state. Bing, we're a Bing household.
Hey, yeah, you know what? It's on Bing too.
So I hear about Kwanzaa when I ride across the country, this great country of ours, because I stand for the flag. I stand for the flag so frequently, in fact, that if I drive by someone with an American flag, I stop my truck and I and salute.
You salute the flag?
I salute Old Glory as I drive by it. I also stop for Confederate flags because that's also, a great symbol of the heritage of this nation. One that you would do well to big Hamas. One that you would do very well to pay some mind to. You see there, really? You see there, boy.
Whoa!
It's
time for Emmitt to go.
Listen.
Bye,
when I call you boy, I call you boy out of love. Okay.
Yeah, well, I don't need that. I don't need that kind of love.
Is Jesse Jackson the king of Kwanzaa?
Man, as most people would say, fuck Jesse Jackson. Okay. So that's another thing is y'all got people's black leaders.
I totally agree with fuck Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton for that matter.
He be tripping too.
Yeah, he looks like a bobblehead.
We call them both kind of ambulance chasers.
Al
Sharpton's a little bit better now, but I still give Jesse the side eye big time.
I only watch One America. Okay. Let me tell you. Let me give you some.
What is One America? What's One America?
One America News, the truest news, the only news, the best news.
OAN.
Yeah. It's the best news network of all news networks of all time. We know the election was stolen from Donald J. Trump.
Yes.
Donald J. Trump, greatest president in the history of presidents.
Yes.
Yes. There's no question about it. There's no question. This election was stolen from.
You know something, Emmitt? I'm going to agree with you. Donald Trump is the greatest president in the history of presidents if you're doing a reverse ranking.
Right, because he's a businessman.
If you're ranking on the failures of presidents, then he is 1,000% the best at failing at president.
Because he's a businessman, so he's not really the president. You see?
Well, this isn't the country isn't a business. The country is a country full of people, full of souls.
The Constitution is a business.
Where did you read that at?
OANN.
Oh, that's why you feel that way. I understand now.
See,
you got to be able to get your information from diverse sources on all sides of the issue, and then draw a conclusion.
There's no. Listen to me. There is more. I have many sources. Rush Limbaugh.
Oh yeah, Bastion. Bastion of.
I listen to Rush daily as I ride across this great land, stopping.
Yeah.
For every Old Glory. Sometimes I don't even stop the truck. I just let the truck go, and I stand on the hood and I salute Old Glory.
So racist ghost ride the whip too.
Yeah, we. From time to time.
Do you play that Drake song with it? Do you play the Drake song while you?
Listen to me. Listen, if I happen to wipe out a family in a minivan, they didn't love America. They didn't love America.
You know they look. That's right.
They didn't love America because they too would have been stopped.
Saluting.
You
must have blonde hair and blue eyes too.
I have red hair and red eyes. Okay, because I'm Irish, as you know, descended from the slaves.
Oh yes,
the Irish
I forgot you guys were right there in the fields with us.
Yes, and
you lived in those shacks on those plantations with us, right there.
We were horribly abused. Have you seen? They wouldn't even take us in Blazing Saddles. They said we don't want the Irish.
This is true. I give you points for that.
So they, I don't watch that movie. It's a very racist film. Much like Amistad, very racist.
Oh, really?
And yes, and all the Spike Lee movies, Very,
All of
very,
it.
very
Oh,
racist.
you're gonna hate American
Yeah.
Skin when that comes out.
And Independence Day, the Jeff Goldblum movie, very racist as well.
Yeah, because the
Wars.
black guy lived at the end of that one.
Star Wars is racist.
Really? How is
Yes.
Star Wars racist?
Because
Like
those
one
aliens
white-
should not have been on Tatooine.
Oh,
They should have shut the
those
borders down.
fucking immigrants. Yeah, you got to shut the Stargate down, right?
If Greedo had not been there,
Mm-hmm.
okay, listen to what I'm saying here. I'm trying to educate you. If Greedo had not been there,
mm-hmm.
right,
then none of this would have happened.
See,
Yeah.
See, now you're starting to get. Now you're starting to understand.
I'm on your wavelength now. Just shut it all down. Shut everything down.
Look, now I hear this Kwasi, who is a listener of the show. He's real, for a colored feller.
Oh
real,
shit!
He's real into guns. Now listen. Now don't you go getting all your panties all in a bunch. Don't get your bugle boy underwear all tied up. Okay.
My name is not Mark Wahlberg.
Well, Mark Wahlberg is known to be a racist.
Big time.
And because he hangs out with the blacks, the coloreds, as we call them. But it's a term of respect. It's a term of respect. Stop trying to make it.
Here's the thing, though.
This is history.
Like here's the thing.
History.
If you get really, really cold, you turn blue. And if you get really, really angry, you turn red. Your natural state is more of a pinkish.
So you're telling me that I'm an Indian?
No, I'm saying this, that you guys change colors more than us. You know what I mean?
Well,
and then why?
My penis turns color when I go into the strip club.
That's because you're choking it.
It goes from
you gotta loosen your grip.
It goes from a very peachy color, very attractive peach tone.
So that's why everybody spends so much time out by the pool and stuff, suntanning. It's because they want to enhance that peach tone.
Well, it starts out. The truth be told, Big Hamas. It starts out. Big Hezbollah as a very blanket white.
Yeah,
and then
the shirt,
and then it migrates to peach. Okay.
Then it peels.
Then it shuffles along. Down the dirt road.
Exactly. You're proving my point about the color.
Becomes pink, a pinkish. In fact,
so you went from white to peach to pink.
In fact, my cousin calls it the Pink Warrior. Cousin Ellie. Yeah, she says it's the Pink Warrior.
Yeah, she runs from it.
Runs to it. We're talking cousin Ellie here. Okay, cousin Ellie knows.
Oh, not your sister. Your sister runs from it because she's tired of that.
Hey, we're not into incest. I only bang first and second cousins.
Okay.
Yeah, my sister is
your sister cousin.
And she's an angel.
It's your sister cousin? Is it your sister cousin?
Well, if my wife and I got divorced, we'd still be cousins, I think.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
So, but then it becomes purple.
Mm.
Okay,
that's where you gotta loosen the grip.
So, my hands are very callous from doing. See, I do this thing as a white man. I do this thing that's very foreign to y'all called work. Okay, and when I'm working, you understand.
Mm-hmm.
When I work, right.
What do you do?
I work.
You work. Okay.
I work, and the work that I do is the hardest work. Right.
And what is that? What is that work?
I'm a truck driver. Damn it.
Oh, that's right.
God love it.
Oh, you got callous hands from gripping the steering wheel all those miles?
I save lives every day.
Every day.
Every day.
I see.
Unless I take a family out while I'm saluting.
Right. Because do you drive an 18-wheeler truck or is it a panel truck? What kind of truck you got?
I have a 37-wheeler.
Okay.
I don't.
You got that. You got that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to swear. I need to say
that Mad Max Beyond the Thunderdome truck.
Your holy Lord Savior Jesus, I swore.
Oh, help me, Lord Jesus! Please help me, Lord Jesus.
Give me a Coors. Give me a Coors Light. Oh, hell yeah! Stone Cold Steve Austin, greatest wrestler of ever. Just so you know, love him.
Well, you know what? He really, really dislikes people who gave people shit.
He does. He dislikes people who don't like.
He dislikes folks that try to disrespect people kneeling in peaceful protest.
Listen.
You didn't know that, did you?
You want to talk about the Second Amendment, or do you want to talk about Colin Kaepernick, the white boy who pretends to be black.
Really?
Now, Colin Kaepernick,
Yeah.
okay, was born. He's related to Barack Obama, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yes, proven fact on OAN.
In what way?
He's related. Okay, this is proof. We have proof.
What's the proof?
There's proof. If you look, do
What's
your
the
own
proof?
research. Do your own research.
Oh boy! No, I want to know where you looked, so that I'm looking at the exact same thing. So we're speaking apples to apples.
Emmitt Tucker here. Okay, I listen. Don't read. I read at a 4th grade level. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you.
Like, damn, you must be the smartest one in your trailer park.
But I listen at a master's degree level.
Oh, listen to what though?
OAN.
And that's it. And Rush Limbaugh.
And Rush Limbaugh. And I listen to Glenn Beck, Michael Savage, who is a real genius, and the king of all kings, Mark Levine.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't listen to Ben Shapiro because he's a little fancy pants Jew.
Oh,
and,
wow.
I don't care for them.
He caters to your beliefs though.
Well, we don't like the Jews.
Even if they cater to your beliefs,
listen.
I mean, I bet you like Candace Owens. She's
Candace
black.
Owens is a wonderful woman.
See, but that's what I'm saying. Woman. Right. So I'm saying
I wouldn't want her to come over for dinner now.
Well, of course not. You couldn't have that.
Now, I'd probably tap that brown booty, but
yeah, but you wouldn't marry her though.
Well, Mama wouldn't let me
because you're already married to your cousin.
Why is it that you feel that Barack Obama is not Colin Kaepernick's cousin? Because the Second Amendment tells us this is true.
Which Second Amendment of what?
The Second Amendment of the United States Declaration.
Declaration of what?
Of underpants.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Now,
if that's
the Confederate flag has 2 crosses on it full of stars. You know what that represents?
What?
Unity and love of all space aliens.
Oh. So right. You're totally down with the Space Force.
I've enlisted.
Okay.
President
Do they take alcoholics in the Space
President
Force?
Donald J. Trump sent me a personal email recommending me.
You're not going to be a pilot, are you, in the Space Force? Because you got that thing with
Russell Case, sir.
You're gonna get it together. You're gonna get a pot of coffee on.
I'd like to talk about Mexicans.
Wow, you are jumping around more than a frog on a skillet.
Now, frogs on skillets. That
sounds good. That sounds like some good eating.
Now you're talking my language.
Hey, you know what?
I don't like abortion. I don't like people.
Frog legs are good.
I don't like people who don't like guns.
I like guns.
I don't like people who don't like to talk about. Let's see. So I hate abortion because the Lord says don't do it. But occasionally we've had to have a couple in the back room, so can't have a 3-headed baby,
Right.
And, a lot of cousin banging going around. Just a moment.
You got to keep it in the family.
Someone drove by with the Trump flag.
Okay. There you go.
And the twilight glass gleaming. Okay.
Have you seen the video of the man despondently taking his Trump flag down and rolling it up ever so gently to take away from his home?
Big Hezbollah. That's an amazing point. So my neighbor he lives on the farm next door.
Jed.
How'd you know? You know Jed?
Wild guess. Yeah. Yeah, I know Jed.
Jed, rest his soul. He
passed away?
Just
shit. What happened?
Well, the police don't know yet.
Oh. Okay.
It just happened
between us and the listeners.
It's just happened in the last couple of hours. But he took his
Did
flag
he whiz
down.
on the electric fence?
No, he was rolling up his Trump flag and said, Earl, He calls me by my proper given name, Earl Tucker, Confederate Trucker. He said, Earl Tucker, Confederate Trucker. I said, yes, Jed.
Uh-huh.
He said, it's time to give it up and realize we lost.
Oh.
So I shot that son bitch.
You got to do what you got to do. You can't have can't have disloyal people in your camp.
And now his
Not the
wife
trailer park
is my wife.
Oh, you're a bigamist now? You're a Confederate trucking Mormon?
Now we don't like Mormons. They're with the Jews. We want to kill all of them.
Oh, but hey, you know what though? For the longest time, Mormons wouldn't allow blacks to be Mormons. So I think that you would love them.
That was a very good point that they had too. And you know why they didn't want to have the blacks in the church?
Why?
Because white people might not come.
This is true. And maybe all those Mormon women might have a change of heart.
And also, we don't want them to sleep with our wives because you are very horny people.
Hey, bees flock to honey. That's all.
Have we talked about how hard a worker I am?
You said something about gripping the steering wheel of your truck so hard that you have calluses, and it hurts your purple warrior.
I work very hard, and I'm very proud to stand against Medicare for all, even though I don't have health insurance.
I was just going to ask you, do you have health insurance?
No, but I work. So
right now, what happens with the gout and the cirrhosis of the liver and stuff like that? What do you do about that?
Well, I'm a man. A little gout.
Little gout never hurt nobody. That's right.
Don't take me down. Pour a little Listerine on that. I'm good to go.
Okay.
Some Schlitz.
Now what?
Pour it on there.
Now what about the cirrhosis of the liver with all the Coors and Schlitz and Pabst and Hams? Beer are you drinking?
From the land of piss blue waters, Hams. See, I'm glad to prove that Black Lives Matter is a terrorist organization, but
how did you just prove that? Wait a minute, here we go hopping again. How did you prove that?
Well, because what did you just say? Your last sentence when you were talking about my hands. What did you say?
I said, so the calluses hurt your purple warrior.
Right. The word callus is code word.
Oh,
for terrorism.
I did not know. I mean, isn't it customary for the terrorists to know the code words?
See, that's the thing is you may not have known that you knew, but you knew, and now they know.
There's known knowns and known unknowns, and what we worried about is the unknown unknowns.
We're worried about the Constitution of Independence.
Uh-huh.
The Declaration of the Second Amendment.
Yes.
The Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah, the General Lee is the only place I would accept the Confederate flag.
Michael
Flynn. Okay.
General Flynn.
Okay.
So speak to him with his given name, General Flynn.
All right. So what one of your mantras?
His mother named him General because she knew.
She knew he'd be a general.
To be a hero.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I've got something for you.
Oh my God.
Now,
where's Dutch?
I hear you like guns, though. Before I go,
I do.
Yeah, it's been very enjoyable to be here on the Deep State Network. I'm afraid that I'll probably have to kill you one day, but
you're more than welcome to think that you could try.
Well, you liberals, it's your soy milk.
Yeah,
you won't even see me come into the house. Stormtroopers blazing.
Oh, okay.
You see.
Hey, try that if you want to. You might catch a lead infection.
Well, you see, I put the slug before the bird shot. Okay.
I'm just saying.
And I'm usually only half drunk.
Oh.
So I also hear that you're married to a white woman. So we need to have a conversation about this because
oh, really? What do we need to converse about?
Well, how does her father feel about this?
Her father fucking loves me.
Well, he must be
her father loves me.
A communist.
Her mom loves me. The whole family loves me. She actually gets pissed off because at Christmas time I get the best gifts.
You get the best. Well, that's because you don't have a job. You have to get the best
gifts.
Oh,
I work.
You don't give any gifts. You only get them.
No, I'm saying I get better gifts than she gets from her family. I get better gifts from her family than she gets.
Right, because you're a socialist and you don't give. So now we know.
Isn't socialism about giving to everybody?
It's interesting how you've
Everybody
just proven Charlie Kirk to be the smartest man alive.
Mm.
Well, not smartest. I mean, Donald J. Trump is number one, but
Of course,
Mike Pence number two, Betsy DeVos number three.
Bland Mike Pence is number two.
Mike Pence is a man of God.
He is a man who never puts any season on any of his food. I can tell you that much right now.
Well, sometimes in his defense, the possum on the side of the road, you don't have time for seasonings. You just pick it up.
Hey, the gravel is the seasoning.
You throw it on the engine, which is always very hot because I told you I drive a 39 wheeler.
That's right.
39 wheeler. That's an odd number, as you know.
Right.
No, it runs off vegetable oil. I'm partially
so you work on renewable energy and fossil biofuels.
I can't have that kitten out.
You sure? Because I mean, our Kwasi heard you.
You see, I make my own fuel.
Out of what? Peanuts?
Jews.
The fuck? Hey, get Dutch back on, man. We can't have you admitting murders out here, dude. That's 2 murders. That's at least 2 murders that you've admitted to.
Do you think
Earl Tucker, the Confederate serial killing trucker? That's your name. That is your fucking name, dude. For real, what the fuck? What's going on, baby? You out here killing people?
I'd like to, before I go, give a shout out to my new business. I am a Patriot Meal Supply Company. What I do is I pick up roadkill.
Yes.
I cook it on the top of my engine. Then we say the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah.
Bless it.
And
while listening to Pat Robertson, we market it and freeze dry it. Well, I mean, we freeze it till in the dryer. I put it in the dryer and then I put it in the freezer.
Man.
And I send it to you, in a Ziploc bag. And if you ever
with meth,
when the deep state comes, you'll be the only one with enough food to make it through the week. So remember, Earl's Super Duper Patriot Frozen Roadkill Supply Company.
And if you want food made by a meth head, there you go. That's
now the local chapter of Proud Boys is having a barbecue on the 14th of January.
Is Flow State gonna be there?
I'd like to invite everyone over, except the Mexicans and the Jews. So
the blacks can come too?
We have a section. And sometimes you need more fuel. So in case we ever need more fuel, there's a few people there, but I'm just teasing. We don't really murder people. Kill their dogs and cats and such. But so anyway,
it's probably you that ripped my flags down, my Black Lives Matter flag down.
Someone ripped down your Confederate flag?
No, not a Confederate flag. My Black Lives Matter flag.
Well, it's a terrorist organization, communist, in fact.
The people who ripped down the flag are involved in a terrorist organization. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying that Jesse Jackson is a terrorist.
He's not a terrorist. He about that girl.
Come on, look at his face. He's terrible.
He about that. Well, we ain't gonna speak upon his genetics. Okay.
The man's hair.
He's got that Lando Calrissian.
Is disturbing. So therefore, he must be also likely related to Colin Kaepernick and Barack Obama. As we know, they're very closely related.
Everybody, yeah. All us blacks are first cousins, right?
Well, Kevin Hart is not. I love me some Kevin Hart.
Now, why do you love Kevin Hart so much?
Because he hates the gays.
It was a joke. Jesus Christ.
No, he was joking when he apologized. Okay, Kevin Hart is a smart man, and he can have dinner in my garage anytime he would like.
In the garage, he can't come in the house though.
He can come in and wash his hands. Then he has to leave.
He can use your good white water to wash his hands.
Come on, now water don't care about if you're white or black. Only God does.
Oh, really?
Yeah, water doesn't care. Water's come on,
but it's water in your house, so it's whitified water.
He can have all the water he wants. You can't have any beer, but he can have the water.
He can't have a Pabst.
No, you can't have my goddamn Paps. I'll shoot your face off.
Oh my God, that's
Remember,
horrible.
I load the slug first.
I understand, but man, a Pabst.
But Kevin Hart,
You know,
true
what about a
American,
Keystone? Can he get a Keystone up out you?
he can have all the Keystones.
Keystone.
I keep Keystones in the back for the company. Okay, yeah, that's
Kind of like
what
what
we
I
call,
do with my cigars. Sometimes
that's what we call
you know.
company beer. See, now you and
Sometimes
I,
we have those guest sticks. Pause.
that's right, Big Allah. If I wish you weren't a Muslim,
I'm not a Muslim.
But so you're not a Muslim.
No.
But
told you
Colin
that?
Kaepernick is not a Muslim either. Then I take it.
I think Colin Kaepernick's girlfriend is a Muslim. I don't know if he converted or not.
So Barack Obama is not a Muslim.
No, 100% not.
Okay, so that's not what they
You
say.
learned
OANN.
stuff today, Earl.
No, I'm just not. I don't believe anything you're saying because you're not OANN or Rush.
Oh man, you
And
know
Rush
what?
has cancer, so everything he says must be true.
Yeah, because he's in his last days.
Right. So I'd love to come back one day. See you next week.
One day far, far away.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Are you back? Is Dutch back? Please tell me Dutch is back.
I'm back.
Oh,
Okay.
praise God.
So
We were losing listeners by the droves.
I'm going to open my Paps now.
Oh, there you go.
Mind Haze IPA. So I want to. I hope that went well. I didn't get to hear any of that,
It sucked.
Corn Pop was a bad dude.
but I had an extra sound clip that I brought onto the show, but I can't. I had one. I got one of Ken Copeland is.
Kenneth Copeland?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to find the sound clips because this sound clip is so fucking
Is he
great.
speaking in tongues?
No. Hallelujah. Praise God. I'm going to see if I can find that, but I do want to actually let's see if we can find that right now. Here.
It was all because of this terrible, awful Negro.
No, that's not the one that I was looking for, but there is one here that I have that you will love. Let's see if I can find it. You know what? Some reason I guess I didn't send it to myself. That sucks balls.
Uh-oh, Paul.
But, we'll find it for next time. I have a sound clip of Kenneth Copeland doing that laugh. Did you see that laugh where they told us Joe Biden's the president? Ha ha ha. So I can't wait to break that one out. Unfortunately, apparently it's not there. So we'll skip past that whole quick little segment because I was going to rip on Ken Copeland.
Okay.
But let's talk about something that is in the news here. We're not going to have that long of a show here today.
Nope.
We'll probably talk about a couple quick stories, let you know what's going on here in the next couple of days, and then we'll do a cigar. So number one, we're going to do this show is titled 2020 Wrap Up. It is not the 2020 Wrap Up.
Nope.
This I picked the wrong feed. So 2020 Wrap Up we're going to do on Tuesday. Sometime during the day. I'll text it out beforehand. So it's going to be an interesting show. We have an interesting guest or two, and we're going to talk about this clusterfuck of a fucking year. So number two, Donald Trump just did sign the COVID relief bill, avoiding a government shutdown. So I did want to get your thoughts on that real quick. Because he came out and he said we should have $2,000. Obviously, AOC and a few others jumped on top of that. I was not a big fan of the definite pause. I was not a big fan of him coming out to do that.
Why?
Not because of the money, because I totally agreed with him on the money, and I think it's fine. For me, it was the timing. Why are you waiting until 11:59 p.m. to tell us that the day is almost over and we got a lot of chores to do?
That's the Trumpian way.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been that people ended up getting nothing, and as we know, a lot of people's unemployment insurance benefits ended yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not particularly great. Or today, I guess. I don't know if unemployment weeks go Sunday through. Yeah, I don't know if they go Sunday through Monday or Sunday through Saturday or what they go through. But I'm pretty sure it was yesterday, the 26th. So, he did sign the bill. Your thoughts on this? I mean, what was your encapsulate where you were at on this
on Trump?
On the whole thing, on the relief package and Trump's last minute asking for $2,000, $4,000 for a married couple, and then AOC and Elizabeth Warren and a lot of others saying, yeah, let's do that.
Well, once again, I just think it's him trying to make himself look good, and he was hoping to maybe push something through to put a little bit of shine on this shit of a legacy that he's leaving. You know what I'm saying?
That's what you think it was.
I think that
it's mystifying to me. Like, I don't know.
It's layers to this. He's pissed off at a lot of the GOP for admitting and calling Biden president-elect. He's pissed off about that. He's pissed off that he lost. He's pissed off that people that he put in place to potentially help him stay in power said fuck that. And then also, I mean, to his credit, he did talk about $2,000, prior to this 11th hour thing that he did when he said, I'm not going to sign this. He had talked about it before, and I think, he was right, because $600 ain't shit. You know what I mean? That's 2 trips to the grocery store for some people. You know what I mean? So, I mean, sometimes it might be, if you got a big enough family, especially if you're one of those super Catholics that adheres to the tenets of, having kids. If the kids come, they just come, and you got 8, 9, 10 kids. That's one trip to the grocery store. And if you lost your job, I mean, I know a guy who's a sales guy, and he lost his job. He's got 9 kids. So,
Philip Rivers?
No, I don't know. Philip Rivers is straight. He don't give a fuck. He could be the biggest Trumper in the world because he's taken care of. But I think there are a lot of people out there who $600 is a slap in the face, especially when you look at the corporate welfare, the foreign aid, and things like that.
Yeah, that's the part real quick that it was so weird what he was saying, because he came out and he said, I mean, he was naming a lot of the programs.
Yes.
And a couple of them were mischaracterized, of course. But well, here.
Of course.
But I am totally in for getting money away from these special interest groups. But and Trump went on a rant against special interest groups.
But you know what's funny about that? I loved
it. I was like, this is great, but it's totally the opposite of what he said for the last 4 years.
And especially because if you look at his budget, a lot of the foreign countries that he was railing against sending aid to or whatever, that was in his budget. Those countries were in his budget, and he was sending similar amounts of money to them as part of his own budget. So, it's like, what are you doing? You can't say it's bad now, but it was okay in your budget. And then also, what I love is how, Trump comes out talking about $2,000 as he doesn't sign the bill, and all of a sudden, he's people like that support him are like, yeah, we should have that. But when AOC and Schumer and crazy hair dude, I forget his name at the moment, Bernie Sanders were talking about it, it was socialism, and we shouldn't do that. We should inspire people to work by taking money away from them and making them really suffer for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And when Bernie said that, they played it as a sound clip on Fox. Is how crazy it was.
Yeah.
And Trump says it, and they're like, yeah, I think Americans actually do need $2,000. It's astonishing to me how they flip their narratives. But
isn't that the greatest thing?
That's the thing I love about this, is because our narrative is always the same. Now, I don't think that we should go giving people massive sums of money. But I also think that the poorest people, we look, if you lost a certain amount of income,
right,
and someone else lost less income, I don't particularly believe that those two people should necessarily get the same amount of money. The problem is, how do you quantify what was lost?
Because if you lose $20, it might not be a big deal to you, but depending on my financial situation, if I lost $20, that's catastrophic. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
well, and if Earl Tucker lost $20,
oh yeah, that's 2 weeks' pay.
He'd have to collect an extra possum. but it's like our message is pretty consistent. Let's do what we can to help people and promote equality. It's a equality. It's a 4-letter word. One word, but 4 syllables. Therefore, a 4.
There you go.
It's 4 words. Equality. Hey, let's put it that way. My favorite 4
I don't know
words.
what you're drinking, but stop.
I'm drinking Mine Haze IPA, so send us our money. Mine Haze
IPA.
Very good IPA. So I also want to rag on. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, because I need to pull the story up. So why don't we move very quickly? I don't have the music here, but let's move very quickly. I'll put it in post into the humidor. This is the humidor with Big Hass. Find out what Hass is smoking and drinking today. If you die, fuck you.
That's natural selection.
Yeah. Big Hussein, what are you drinking? What are you smoking on Voice from the Underground?
Today this is kind of a throwback. I've had this before, but I don't think I've reviewed it. I've gone, I had been on a little jog into the mild field of cigars, and tonight I'm back on that full, baby. I'm back on that full. So today I am puffing on a Macanudo Inspirado Red Band. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. Boom. Like that. Right there. And it is the box press Robusto. Okay, so it's a nice shorty. Pause. And it's in one of my favorite Vitolas, the box press. I love a box press cigar. I don't know why. I'm still trying to figure out what it is about box press cigars that I like so much. But I do. Now, Macanudo.
I really like them. I really do. I really like them.
I really like them. I don't know why.
Yeah, they're really nice.
But
they're really good.
This is a great freaking
You are fake news.
cigar. Okay. Now, it is an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper. Now, even though it's Ecuadorian seed, Habano leaf, the origin is
Nicaragua.
That is correct. And the binder is also
Nicaragua.
That's right. So, very good cigar, very kind of strong. I'm glad I had a big meal. The fillers are Nicaraguan and Honduran long fillers. Okay. And you get some red pepper spice or some type of pepper. I'm not sure if it's red.
Cayenne pepper.
Some type of, you get a little woodsy note. Really affordable cigar.
Okay.
A little bit of earth. I'm sure of that because today what I did was I lit it with a wood match, a wood stick match. So
when you say earth, you say that a lot. When you say earth, are you talking about like I think of dirt.
Yeah.
Like a metallic flavor.
It's like a little, just a hint, just a little hint of bitterness to it, but not off-putting. You know what I mean?
Like in an organic vegetable type of taste?
It's like an organic type.
Okay. Like that smell you get when you make a smoothie where it releases all the gases inside.
Maybe a little bit of that. Maybe, that's a good way to think about it. But this is their strongest, I think this is their strongest blend. I mean, this thing is definitely a full body cigar to the point where I'm drinking a soda because I'm not feeling that great. I'm drinking a Sprite to kind of calm my stomach down a little bit, but I'm still getting a little bit of just a little bit of a heady feel off of this cigar. It has some definite strength to it. You know what I mean?
Some strength. We like strength.
It's got a lot of strength to it, and it's not like I'm drinking a pop, but I'm not getting any sweetness. That's how strong it is. It's like there's no sweetness to enhance as I'm drinking. And I apologize for the ashy hands, but I washed my hands before I came down to podcast with you fine people.
Yeah, Emmett's fine. Very Earl. I mean, he's very fine folk. The finest of people, in fact.
That's right. Now, this box press Robusto, you can find between $115 and $135 for a box of 20. So that's pretty good. That's really good. They also come in a mini cigarillo, which is 3" by 20, so it's real tiny. They have a Gigante, which is 6 by 60.
They call it the Irishman.
The Irishman, yeah. They have a Gigante, which is 6" by 60 ring gauge, and they have a Toro, which is 6" by 50 ring gauge. Okay. The Robusto and the Gigante are the most popular ones, Vitolas. So if you want to guarantee that you find them, you can always go for the Toro. But I like the box press Robusto. So if I was to buy, and I would buy a box of these. I would buy a box of 20, paid $115, $120 for 20 cigars and call it a day. That's like what, $6 a cigar, maybe less.
That's reasonable.
Mm-hmm. And it's a nice slow burner because we've been talking for almost an hour, and I've only hit off about maybe 1.5 inches of that pause. So I still got some to go. Now the Robusto is 5" by 50, the box press Robusto. So, I still got a good 2-3 inches on this mug to go. Pause. But the
last 2 or 3 inches are the inches that count the most.
Hey, you never know the difference that an inch or two will make in many situations. You're on mute.
Oh yes, that is very accurate.
Habitual. He's a habitual line stepper.
As far as the leaf meter goes, smoking with the pop here is like you get a lot. You get a lot of less interference from like bourbon and stuff. Bourbon and stuff, you get a lot more interference.
What are you pairing it with?
Sprite, lemonade.
Oh, okay.
And it didn't affect the sweetness at all. Like the essence that I was getting from the cigar before I take a drink is almost the same as after I take a puff. After I take a drink. But you can see also I did a V cut there. Even though it's a box press, I did the V cut. I like the V cut. Once again, don't know why. I think it's just because it's that happy medium between a punch cut and a straight cut. So it doesn't smoke as fast as when you have a straight cut, but it's not as sometimes when you have a punch cut, it tends to kind of, to me anyway, I feel like it's superheating. It makes the tobacco a lot hotter, so then you get that bitterness with it. So that's why I like the V cut. It's a nice hybrid. But
okay,
I would probably give this a 4.65, 4.7, because I smoked this before, but I haven't had a Macanudo Inspirado in a long time, and I haven't had the red in a long time. So, revisiting it, I definitely will buy a box, and I would definitely I'm starting to really like the Robusto Vitola because if you get a well-made one, you can literally, it still smokes for an hour. I've been on for 50 minutes and I still got plenty of cigar to smoke. So I think sometimes people shy away from the Robusto because they think they're gonna go through it too fast. And I think that is part and parcel with sometimes over puffing, where you're just puffing too quickly, or the makeup of the cigar is such that it burns faster. And even with a V cut, it's still burning nice and slow. Damn, my hands are ashy as hell. Look at that.
Well, Earl would have had something to say about that.
Mm-hmm. It's like
Surprise.
It's like
my arm.
My arm says Black Lives Matter, but the inside, the webbing of my finger says All Lives Matter.
Now, white lives specifically.
Oh, anyway. So
did you ever see that? Did you? Oh yeah, give your rating. We'll.
I'm gonna split the difference and go 4.65 on the leaf meter.
Ay, caramba!
And I'm gonna have to get some more of these and try out some of these alcohols that I bought, because I got some more 19 Crimes, a different one, a different two. So in coming humidors, I'll be pairing it with the 19 Crimes wine, the couple of new ones that I have. One of them in particular, I am pretty anxious to try. I'm not going to tell you which one it is yet, because I want you guys to come back and listen to us again. And also, I got I think I like to call this a bargain whiskey. I got a bargain whiskey bargain bourbon that I'm going to talk to you all about too, and review that too as well. So stay tuned, people. All right. Stay tuned.
All right. Well, folks, you heard it here first. What was the name of that cigar again?
The Macanudo Inspirado Red Band. If you want a good full-bodied cigar, Macanudo Inspirado Red.
All right, wait, hold on.
Right up the mat.
Just say that. Say if you want a good bodied cigar, just say that.
If you want a good bodied cigar,
I've got something for you.
Macanudo Inspirado Red. It's a great cigar to smoke.
Crack-a-lackin'.
And there you go.
All right.
I believe you've met my fitness consigliere.
And there he is. So, all right. I want to rip on the left wing here for a quick second.
Okay.
One of my favorite things to do is rip on the left. Though we are going to have, as opposed to ripping ass, although we are going to have, I spoke with an organization called Refuse Fascism today, which is run by a couple of actual real communists. And they we're going to be having a couple of their speakers on this show in the coming weeks / months. So those will be some interesting conversations. But also via Twitter, there was a tweet that you think you guys should be able to see this here. I just followed Kayliegh McEnamy. Didn't mean to do that.
Don't do it.
Yeah, well, she is a beautiful woman, but between her and Tommy Lahren, I'm like, God, they're just so good looking, but they're so fucking crazy.
It's a lot of people that are really physically attractive whose personalities and mindsets make them fucking ugly as shit.
That's very true. But Kayliegh McEnany sent out a tweet. McEnany, however you say it. She sent out a tweet on Christmas Day. Mm-hmm. Her tweet said this, and you can see it here on the screen. It said, "We are sending our love to K-File, who is a CNN reporter." That's this Andrew Kaczynski, I believe is how you say it here. Mm-hmm. And the Kaczynski family tonight. Their beautiful daughter, Francesca, was a bright light in this world, and now she is resting in God's hands. So this is the little girl, and this little girl was almost a year old, passed away on Christmas.
Jesus Christ.
So this person is a member of the press who Kayliegh deals with a lot. Mm-hmm. I have no problem with anything in this tweet whatsoever.
No, not at all. I don't.
Yet the motherfucks to her from people on the left are pretty fucking astonishing.
Really?
I'm not going to go into a lot of them. In fact, I don't really want to even platform any of them. Some of them now. So I responded with this tweet. I said, "You hate Kayliegh. Great. She's a dishonest actor. So true. Plenty of other posts to condemn her on.
Right.
Not this one.
Right.
Fuck people. Get a fucking grip on where and when to be political." That's not even saying some of the posts, because some of the things that people said were accurate.
Right.
But what do you win by attacking this particular post? Fuck you is what I ended my tweet with. And I stand by that. Fuck you. Okay.
I agree.
This is like when the right wing attacked RBG after her death and said, thank God the baby killer's dead. When people wish death on Trump when he caught COVID, these are the things that I had always expected conservatives to take the high road on, and found out later that they don't.
Right.
But now progressives and people on the left, they're supposed to say, when we go high, when they go low, we go high. You're not going high. But you know what?
Some aren't.
This post, I'm not painting with that broad of a brush, but there was hundreds, if not in the thousands of posts on this. I mean, you can see on this tweet here that there is, how many retweets are on? Oh, that's mine. On mine, you're not going to see it. On this, there is 1.2K retweets, 11.4K likes. I would feel very safe to say that there is 400 to 500 astonishingly negative insults of her on here. Talking about how you don't care about people, bringing up COVID, and some of those are accurate. What do you win? What is the point? Where do you score a victory by attacking someone when they're giving out condolences to someone and then questioning whether or not that person's, we don't know what her relationship with this person is. Right. They say, oh, well, you called him fake news, so you don't give a fuck about his kid. That is a false equivalency.
That's a different thing.
Here's my question for you. I think that this is just, look, if you think that it's okay to add this bullshit to this because this person's going to see that.
Yeah.
To add this to the loss of their kid.
Right.
You are an insensitive fuckbag. Kayliegh tweets a ton. She's got plenty of other content for you to attack her on. And it's not like she just said Merry Christmas, where you can look at some oddities of that. This is just, hey, I'm sorry that someone passed away, a little child, condolences. And I believe my faith tells me that she's with God. Great. Move on.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear of this person's loss.
That's,
you choose to attack and you choose to antagonize. And I'm sorry, but you're a fucking asshole. I'll pass the mic to you.
That is definitely asshole behavior, or what we would call bitch assedness. You may hate somebody, like earlier, you guys, if you listen, of my disdain for Donald. But what did I do about 10 minutes ago before the humidor? Yeah, he was talking about $2,000 before the not signing tactic. He was talking about $2,000, and I thought it was a good thing. I thought it was the right thing. So I'm saying that Donald actually said something correct. So in that vein, no matter what your personal feelings about Kayliegh McEnamy may be, and I'm not her fan, but the tweet that she sent to her colleague in journalism in condolence of the passing of their infant child, that is something, you say, you know what, I don't like her, but that shows that she does have some humanity, or that shows that she isn't all bad. Now, much like if you take a 20-question test and you only get one answer right, you still get an F overall, but you can look at that one question and say, well, you know what, at least on that point, you can, there is convergence there. There is a thread that we might be able to at least find some common ground on. She took some time and sent what I consider a pretty heartfelt tweet out to a colleague of hers. I mean, journalism's like a fraternity, so you don't like everybody in your fraternity. You have differences of opinion. Some people you might not even talk to, but when something like that happens, that brings you all that you have that moment of convergence. You have that moment of, oh shit, I don't like that person, but I would wish that on nobody. And I really feel for them because I couldn't imagine if that was me. So to attack that and take that as an opportunity to try and bash her for other things, get the fuck out of here. Shut up. If you don't have anything nice to say about that tweet, you really should do some self-reflection and think about what your motivations are. Are you bashing for the sake of bashing? Or are you really trying to say and do something? Because there was no point in attacking her over using that tweet as a reason to attack her. And that's really, really shitty behavior. And I hope that 4 times as many people saw that tweet that did not like her and said, all right, that's she's got some humanity, and kept it moving. Because what happens is fucking assholes are the squeaky wheels, but the squeaky wheels are often in the minority, and the people with some decency about themselves who may not like her saw that tweet, thought to themselves, well, she's human after all, and kept scrolling.
Right. It's I don't know. It's just one of those things that irritates me, is because like
I would be irritated too by that.
We try our best to talk to people we don't agree with, and I know a lot of people don't think that we should do that, and a lot of people say, why do you platform people like Flow State or Jeff Dornick or Roderick or
right,
and
fucking Roderick,
and Roderick obviously has shown I think he's showing more of his true colors, but when he spoke to us, he was fine. But you don't start calling. Look, I'll be happy right now to call Roderick a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
He had to get to that point where I knew.
Yes.
Drive to the store before I tell you you're at the store.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, I don't know where you're going.
Right.
You could be going any number of places, and until you get to where you're going to, now I can look and say, okay, that's where you went.
And that's some fucked up shit.
You claim to have been going this place, and you went to this other place. Maybe a bad analogy, but nonetheless, we have to find a way to be decent, especially when it comes to loss.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when it comes to loss of kids. So because
I could not imagine.
And obviously it wasn't her kid, but that person saw that retweet. I'm sure that retweet led to a lot of other stuff going, and I'm sure that there were some negative things from the right on his, like, well, you support baby killing, so fuck you. I don't know.
That shit was.
I don't know that happened, but I mean, right. I'm sure that out of the 11,000 retweets on there, one of them was an asshole, right? Mm-hmm. So but when you start to see it as a recurring theme, that's when it really starts to especially when you are claiming to be on the side of people. And that seems to be what most of the people who oppose Trump claim to be on the side of. But we know that a lot of you have covert hidden messages. You don't want us to know what they are. And those people seriously go fuck themselves. So with that being said, we're going to do like I said, this is gonna be kind of a short show tonight. Just curiously, did you watch Wonder Woman 84 or Soul yet?
I watched Soul last night with the kids. I have
Okay.
not seen Wonder Woman 84 yet. I'm seeing a lot of mixed reviews on that. Some people it's here or here.
Right.
There's no oh, it was okay. This is the greatest movie I've seen from the DC universe in forever, or I fucking hated it.
Yeah, so
I'm definitely gonna watch it.
I saw it. I didn't sit and watch it in a dedicated way. I was watching it on Christmas Day, so I was doing other stuff and cleaning up and stuff. What I saw of it didn't really blow me away. But I do need to sit down and watch it again. I definitely am planning to watch
what I'm surprised about with Wonder Woman 84 is that, and I mean to step on your toes there, but it's a lot of black guys. A lot of black guys loved it, and then, female superhero movies aren't necessarily people's jam, and it wasn't like, oh, I like this movie because the female leads look so good. It was
she does.
The action was good, the cinematography and everything was good, the story was good, the way they captured the period was good. So
yeah, it was. There was a lot of 80s stuff in it, which was obviously funny. It was like Back to the Future. I will say one thing. They dressed Kristen Wiig in this outfit where I had never looked at Kristen Wiig
the way you did now.
The way that I did, and I was like, holy fuck, that's Kristen Wiig. She looks hot as fuck. It's like I don't generally think of Kristen Wiig. I've never thought of her as ugly. Right. But I've never thought of her like that. So I was like,
she's
wow.
so damn funny. I want to hang with her.
Oh yeah, she would be hilarious.
Oh my God. And and that's not me expecting her to be SNL sketch funny, but I just to be as funny as she is, that in her natural state, she just has a humor about her that's attractive as well. So
absolutely. So I will watch it again. I do definitely want to see Soul. I was kind of wanting to watch it on Christmas.
Soul was great.
What's without giving away any spoilers, what's your thoughts of, and we know you loved it because it was Jamie Foxx was the lead character. So
no, that's not why I loved it.
Yeah.
Not at all.
I'm just kidding.
And I'm going to tell you what I loved about it. And the movie was entertaining from beginning to end. But what I loved about it was the message droplets in the movie. The things that they talked about. And how they encapsulated it, where young people get it a little bit, but not as much as it almost seemed like it was more of a message to the older people watching, to the parents, and you'll see what I mean when you watch it. But some of the messaging hit me and either validated or convicted me in some of the ways I interact sometimes.
I'm curious with this movie as if it's going to be, because the lead character is black, and I'm curious if it's going to be pigeonholed as a black cartoon.
It might, and it's also centered around jazz. So I know a lot of people like jazz, so I hope that they look past that, if they have any apprehensions about it being a black movie. But there's a lot of great jazz music in this movie. Oh my God. A lot of great jazz. So I hope that pulls some people back that may have shied away because they had this thought that it's a black movie. Yes. There's a black lead. A lot of the supporting characters are written as black or whatever, or drawn as black, but it's way bigger than that. It's way bigger than that. I would advise anyone to see it. It had a couple of moments where it tried to make me cry, but I didn't. I held off, so it wasn't like it wasn't effective as Coco in the chill moments for me as far as that. but Coco and freaking Inside Out. Oh
yeah,
Jesus Christ! Those two and the little mini movie before. If you went and saw Moana in the theater, they did this video for the Lava song. That's the worst for me. I don't know why, but anytime I can't even hear that thing. I'll leave the house because I'll still cry.
Yeah, they did a mini movie. They've been doing a lot of the mini movies for the theater. They did one before. I don't remember what movie it was before, but with an autistic little girl, where she communicates by cell phone, basically, and like she plays. And my son is autistic, so
yeah,
he'll do this. Like certain sounds make him comfortable, and she would continuously play this. Like it was like 2 bars of a song on her phone, and it would ground her, right?
Yeah.
And that one reached me because of the autism aspect of it.
Right.
But I'm definitely looking forward to seeing Soul. It looks like it's Pixar and Disney do. I think this is a Pixar, right?
Yeah.
They always do a very, very good job. I think almost every movie they do is good. I love every one of the Toy Story movies. Why wouldn't you like any one of the Toy Story movies? I can't really see. Though I did watch though today. Actually not today, yesterday. I watched Battleship.
Oh yeah, that was entertaining. It wasn't the greatest movie and Rihanna sucked, but I've seen that movie like probably 8 or 9 times. My wife loves it. Yeah.
And every time I watch it though, I get this feeling. It's like, because what they do is like they bring in all the World War II veterans, and they're on the battleship. And spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen Battleship, you can end the podcast now because it's the last thing we're going to talk about. But they bring in all the World War II veterans, and they're fighting against aliens here. And I see what they were doing. Like they were positioning the toughness and the grit and, the heroism of these guys, which I'm all for. But they put it in there with this sense of arrogance because the one guy goes, "They're not going to sink this battleship. No fucking way." And I'm like, dude, they're aliens.
Aliens. Right.
They're thousands of years more advanced than we are. They can sink your shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, it almost gets, it goes from cutesy to cool, back to cutesy to weird.
Hokey.
To hokey, to
delusional,
cool,
and
corny, and back to arrogant, and then back to cutesy, and then back to endearing, and it's like this roller coaster of like, I don't know how to feel about it because I know they did it. I know why they did it. I'm not saying they did a bad job of what they were trying to do, but they kind of didn't do a great job because, like it lost its sense of reality with the fact that you're fighting against aliens.
Right.
Okay. That you have no idea what their capability. Now, as it turns out, they're not that advanced of an alien race, but they were advanced enough.
Right. They got here.
Yeah.
Shit.
So
we ain't gone nowhere but to the moon and Mars. What the fuck you talking about?
We haven't even been to Mars yet. We got a little remote control car on Mars. But Space Force will go there with Earl Tucker, Captain.
Yes.
Captain Earl Tucker.
Up yours.
And he's have you seen any of his shit lately? Randy Quaid? He's a fucking lunatic. He's like a massive Trump guy. Like he did this video like a few weeks ago where he had a close up of his face. I'm gonna make a noise
like
here.
This?
No, closer.
Like,
yeah, and he was talking about. Like he had strobe lights going off with like, so his face kept going from red to black to green to blue.
What
and
the
I'm like,
fuck?
Randy Quaid has lost his shit. He really is Russell Case.
Wow. I wonder what Dennis thinks.
About Randy
His
Quaid.
dad. Yeah, it's about Randy.
Well, Dennis Quaid is
his brother,
his
right?
brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Dennis Quaid actually takes a lot of shit from the right wing. Dennis Quaid is a liberal. Randy Quaid is a hardcore right winger. And people
sibling rivalry.
They figure that Dennis Quaid is. I mean, I wouldn't say he's a liberal. He's way more liberal than his brother, though. I can tell you that. So, But anyway, so we will be back on Tuesday. That is in less than 48 hours because it'll be in the middle of the day. So if anybody wants to help the podcast out, if you're watching this on Facebook or listening to the audio stream tomorrow, of course, for you, it's today. For me, it's tomorrow. Definitely give us a shout out on YouTube. Go to youtube.com/voice from the underground podcast and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We'd love to get up to 200 subscribers. We're at about 150 something, 160 something right now. You can get us up there. We would love it. Every subscriber helps amplify our voice. I'm very happy with how we're doing. So thankful to everybody who's watching on YouTube. Our short videos are getting 150, 200 views each, which is not, I mean, obviously we're not as popular as someone who plays Among Us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
just sit and watch somebody play a game.
That's way more important to the world to sit and play a video game, of course. So that's or unbox a Lion King toy.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll start doing that later and giving you social messages while we unbox the new Lion King toy.
The humidor. Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah, we're gonna unbox the Soul line of toys and tell you about racism.
Right.
But we are doing well as far as like what I thought we would do. Our longer videos, and I don't blame people because they are longer, they're even getting 40, 50, 60, 70 views an episode. So that's good for a 2.5 hour, 3 hour show. So Thank you to everybody who's doing that. Also, if you want to follow us on Twitch, you can, twitch.tv/VFU podcast. And of course, you can find the audio on any podcast application. We are on Pandora now. We are on Spotify. We're on Stitcher. We're on iTunes. We're on Google Podcasts. We're on Castbox. Everything that you can think of as far as podcasts go. iHeartRadio. I'm pretty sure we're on SoundCloud. That one we may not be on because we were, but then we had an issue. But regardless, who cares? We're on everywhere, right, that you can find podcasts. So check us out. Subscribe there. If you want to join the Patreon, you can do so. Go to patreon.com/VFU podcast. You can donate to the show. We had to start a new Patreon recently. We were up to like $85, $90. We're back down to like $20, $30 because we had to start a new one. But if you wanted to subscribe to the Patreon, you can do so at $2 a month to help out the show. So with that being said, we will go to the final thoughts from Big Hussein. What you got for us, Big Hussein? We'll take it from there.
The holidays make me introspective and make me really take stock in the great things that you have, and how, I tell my kids all the time how lucky they are. I talk about my childhood and how I grew up and how their lives are so drastically different than mine. But even in my, admonishments to them, I sometimes forget. Hedonistic adaptation strikes us all. And I think that, as a final thought for you all, my final thought would be sit back, take stock of all the blessings that you have in your life. There's so many things that we forget and we let those things pass by because we're focused on the things we don't have or the things we want that we haven't gotten yet or the problems that we have in our lives. Hey, think of it like this. You might be pissed because you got to buy new tires for your car. But somewhere there's somebody who don't have a car. You might be pissed that you got to take the bus, but there might be somebody somewhere who doesn't have money for the bus.
Or you could be like Earl. You have 39 new tires to buy.
Right. 39 new tires. What kind of shit is that? He can only probably buy 16 of them right now. But what I'm saying is, if you really sit back and look and take stock, most of us have more blessings than we have problems. In life, tends to have us kind of focused on the problem. Focus, we're always trying to solve a problem, put out the next fire and everything, and we don't get a chance to sit and really just take thought, take stock. You've got so many blessings in your lives that we take for granted. Sit back, especially in this time coming on the year end. It's been a crappy ass year. Everybody's talking about how crappy the year is, or has been. But the biggest blessing of all is you made it. You made it. You made it through this year. In 15 years, we'll be talking about this like, oh man, 2020 was crazy. I survived 2020. You're going to have a t-shirt, So most of us have more blessings and more good things in our lives than we have problems. And a lot of our problems are born of our blessings. You know what I mean? So I would ask you all every morning to whip out your smartphone, open up the notes section, and just write today's gratitude and write 3 things that you're happy about this morning, that you're grateful for, that you're blessed to have in your life. Write it down. It's going to change your mood for the whole day because you're starting your day off with gratitude and being thankful instead of waking up like, oh, I got to go do this or I got to go do that. I got to put this fire out. Stop, take a second, and think about 3 things that you're grateful for this morning when you wake up in a few hours. Think about it and have that be the first domino to fall in your day, and your day will fall a whole different way. Peace and love.
Well, there you go. Peace and love. So with that, we will basically get out of here, though I do want to add 2 tiny little things. Number 1, I'm going to do a little bonus show tomorrow. I've been working on something regarding, I'm going to tell you why I am or why I am not. I'm not on screen. There, now I'm on screen.
I got you, brother.
I'm going to tell you tomorrow why I am or why I am not proud to be white.
Ooh.
And some reasons as to why I feel that way. Mm-hmm. So the controversy. And number 2.
No white guilt. No white guilt. No white guilt.
And number 2, just
they're proud to be white right now.
To steal a line from Cenk Uygur, super last thing. Warnock is up a 0.5 point on Kelly Loeffler in Georgia. Mm-hmm. I was kind of curious to see what your thoughts were on that. I tend to think that she's going to win because she's just such a piece of android. She's just like a human android. I can't stand her way more than the guy because she's just an entitled millionaire, Kelly Loeffler. But the crazy part is here, mm-hmm. There was a number of surveys. This was one of them, and he's up in a number of these. 42%, 43% for Raphael Warnock, 42% for Kelly Loeffler, 15% undecided.
Yeah.
And 2 million votes have already been cast. So I am curious to know what 2 thoughts are from you before we go. Okay. 1, why the fuck are 15% of people not decided? And are they actually decided but don't want to say something? And 2, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think it might be a split? Do you think that Warnock might pull this out? Do you think? What is your honest thoughts on what's going to happen with the Georgia Senate race?
All right. Well, first, let me give.
Because a lot of Trump people are saying they're not going to vote.
Well, first things first, I got to give point 1906. Shout out to brother Raphael Warnock of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. I am pulling for you, brother. I'm not there to vote because I can't because I'm in Illinois.
But, you'll vote anyway because you're a Democrat.
I'm going to vote 3 times. I'm going to drive down and vote 3 times. But
habitually, he's a habitual line stepper.
definitely want to give a shout out and send good luck to my frat brother Warnock. And why are 15% of people undecided? I would say a good solid 7.5% of those people are probably lying. They've decided, and they just don't want to say because it's not what the way they're going to vote or the way they have voted is not the quote unquote popular way. The other 7.5%, who knows? Who knows what that is? You know, you who knows what goes on in the minds of people? It might be one issue, and I haven't followed their policy platforms enough to know what might be sticking points for some people over others. You know, so I don't know, but I know that a lot of times people say they're undecided because they don't want to say who they're voting for. You know, especially if the way they're going to vote is probably not as popular as most. I mean, some people are. How is anybody voting for her? Well, some people are probably voting for her because of her stance on Black Lives Matter with the basketball team. You know, and some people aren't voting for her based on that. Who knows? Now, what do I think is going to happen? She'll probably win.
I think that I'm going to have to agree with you. My prediction is it's going to be.
It'll be a slim victory, but she's going to win.
Yeah, I think Purdue will beat Ossoff by Ossoff, yeah, by like 51-48 with 1%.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Well, actually, I think that it has to be even because there's no.
Because you can only vote for one
third.
or the other.
Yeah, there's no third. So
it'll be 51-49.
Yeah, it'll be 51-49, 52-48.
Yeah.
It's still close.
Mm-hmm.
This other one, I think it might come down to 50-50 because Warnock is exceptionally good, though black.
He could have done better. He could have done better in the debate, but.
Well, yeah, but he's also I wonder if a certain percentage of Georgians will not vote for him because he's black. But
of course, come on.
But the other thing is she's really bad.
She is.
I mean, Purdue is a polished politician. Say whatever you want about his politics. He's a polished politician.
Mm-hmm.
She is just a weirdo.
Yeah.
I mean, watch her on tape. She is a true to life Commander Data from Star Trek, except for a woman.
Really?
She is like, who am I thinking of here? The blonde conservative author.
Which one?
Well, not the I can't, God damn it. Her name starts with an A. I can't think of what her name is real quick. She's not Laura Ingraham. She's oh man, I can't think of her name right now, but she is. Let me find out. Okay, so I'm this is going to bother me.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Laura is what I'm saying. Ingraham. Oh, Ann Coulter. See, all I had to do is type in Laura Ingraham.
Ann Coulter.
All I had to do is type in Laura Ingraham, and Ann Coulter's name pops up because people confuse them. She looks like an android built to be a clone of Ann Coulter.
Wow.
She is horrible. And if you watch those debates, she was cataclysmically horrible at those debates.
But sometimes that doesn't even matter, man.
Well,
sad to say it.
She's worth $800 million, so.
And that'll do it. She's a businesswoman.
She married into a business.
I'm just saying, you know how people think.
Well, they literally own a stake in the NYSE.
Mm-hmm.
So that's about as bad as you can get. But
right.
Anyway, we'll have to see. We'll talk about that more. We're going to talk a lot. The first show of the year about we're going to get Steve Cox back on.
Okay.
And we're going to try to get a conservative on for that show too. To talk about what might happen on the 6th, because Matt Gaetz is going to protest the vote, and so is Mo. What's his face? Mo. I forget Mo's last name. Mo asshole. Mo Problems from Alabama, the congressman. It's been in there for like 30 years, but we're going to talk about that. But then join us tomorrow for my little show. I don't know if Haas will do something or not, but he's got a brand new light he's not using. And yeah, it's you open up Christmas presents. Not the
I'm
one
gonna
from
set it up.
last
I'm gonna set it up tomorrow. I promise. For real.
And then Tuesday we'll do our wrap up of the greatest year in human history, 2020. We love you, listener. See you tomorrow on Voice from the Underground. Go fuck yourself, planet Earth.
Peace.